Hi, I'm Angela Non.
I'm Ariana Kempis.
And this is BRB Crying.
Welcome back to the BRB Crying podcast. My name is Jomar, also known as Jomi.
And my name is Lushan, also known as Luscious Lou, Hotline Lou, or just Lou. And we are the original podcast hosts of BRB Crying.
That's right.
The podcast where we talk about things that make us cry.
Yeah.
Could be the mundane things, could be the most exciting things, but if you have something to share, this place is for you. So, Joe, what you got for me today?
Oh, shit. I'm going first. Let's see. Actually, I want to hit it out of the park with sadness, but it's dead dad season. So, I don't want to just steal the show with this, but my dad died like 13 years ago. Dude, our producers are going crazy over this.
I'm aware.
Yeah. I don't know why they're laughing about this.
This is a very serious topic.
Yeah.
We are being bombarded by the producers.
I don't know.
of
See,
this show.
this is why men can't cry because
But we're here to break stereotypes.
exactly.
We're here to break barriers.
Exactly. To give you some context, how was that?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That sound like Arns? Context. My dad died like 13 years ago. I feel like it's a running joke in our family that we make too many dead dad jokes. So I don't know if I'm making people uncomfortable with these. So I'm just going to have my annual cry. It used to be the annual blackout every year around this time. But God forbid you had a wedding near this time because you're fucking cooked. I'm going to throw up at that shit. But I stopped that. Did something a little healthier, like deal with my emotions. Usually around this time, I try to do something big. This year I'm running a marathon. Just try to do something where I can push my limits. Season of tears, season of anger, a little bit of shame, things like that.
Well, I'll have you know that yesterday I went on a cheeky little 2-mile run. And when I mean run, I mean walk. So shout out to you for doing a whole 26.2 miles because...
Oh, that's how long it is?
Apparently, according to Google. But if I were to give you some tips on this marathon, don't drink water. Drink Gatorade. Don't stretch. Just feel.
Yep.
And just give it your all.
I know. I saw this little reel yesterday. This chick was just crushing an ice cream cone and taking shots of Fireball on the way down. So,
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what
pretty
you got to
excited
do.
for this. Anything on your mind, Lou?
Oh, man. So, on a lighter note, something that made me cry. Have you ever seen the movie Gattaca?
Yeah. Jude Law.
Jude Law. Shout out Jude Law. Shout out Ethan Hawke. It's a movie about
Uma Thurman.
the human gene technology is so advanced that at birth, you know whether or not your child is going to be successful or not. And Ethan Hawke's character was not destined for greatness, but through hard work, dedication, he was able to make it. And, it really makes me think of my friend Joe, who's running a marathon.
Oh my God, our story's alive.
Alignment.
Yeah. That's a really good Dins impression.
And, Joe was destined to fail, but he will prevail. I've known this guy for so long that anything he does is possible. And this marathon is just a minor side quest for him in this game we call life.
Felt that.
Shout out Joe. Shout out Ethan Hawke. Shout out marathons. I don't know why you guys do this, but good on you. All right. Let's get this over with. I think we're done. Joe, do you got any sponsors you want to shout out?
I do. It's Kleenex. We want a Kleenex sponsorship. What else? Some type of handkerchief company sponsor us.
TK Noodle.
That's a good one.
So the producers don't feed us here. We would love some TK Noodle. Maybe some 5-Hour Energy. I don't know what else, but rate us 5 stars. Actually, you guys should rate us 10 stars. And to do that, you have to use your burner account along with your normal account. So rate the first one 5 stars, create a new ID, and then rate that 5 stars as well. So 5 plus 5 equals 10, and that only helps us. So please, get to work. Do your thing.
All right. Thank God that's over. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Real BRB Crying. Happy April Fools. It's April 1st, if you didn't know, and we thought it'd be a little funny to do something different.
Regretting it now a little bit.
Yeah.
But hopefully, if you got through that,
If you're still
if
listening,
you're still here,
true fan.
bless you.
I'm Ariana, also known as Arns.
I'm Angela, also known as Nins.
And those were our husbands, if you couldn't tell. We had this idea a long time ago to have them do a fun little intro. I thought it would be really easy for them. They struggled.
Yeah. Lou is the biggest fucking clown you'll ever meet in your life, but the moment that he knows he has an audience, he locks up, dude. So...
Yeah, Jomi was like, "Oh yeah, I got this. And then like he's like, "What do I do? What do I do? What do I say now?" So that was actually really validating to see them struggle. But welcome back, everyone. If you're new here, I'm so sorry that you're new here. Listen to another episode. I feel like that's probably a little bit more of our vibe, but welcome. If you're old here, welcome back.
Yeah. Lou already described what this pod was about, so I won't repeat it. I'll just ask you, how are you? End of the season.
End
how are
of
you
the
feeling?
season. Yes, everyone. This is our last episode for a while.
We don't know yet how long. Let us live. I don't know.
I'm good. I'm not sick.
Let's fucking go.
Do you hear a cough? Do you hear a strain in that voice? Nope. I'm
Love
good.
that.
I'm healthy. I'm energetic.
Yeah.
It's spring.
It's spring. Dude, today on my walk, I didn't wear a jacket. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
We really out here. Like, but actually.
Yes. Yeah. We are outside. Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. How are you?
Good. I'm ready to fucking finale this shit. Let's land this plane.
All right. Should we just do it? I mean, I'm down.
Okay.
Let's do what we're here to do.
Okay. Episode 30.
Episode 30.
Season 3 finale.
Yes.
I'm ending it cute.
Okay.
Light one today.
Oh, okay.
Also, kind of short.
Oh, okay.
You know I love starting off with a question. And
I hate when you do that. It's so hard. Sorry.
I don't know if you're joking or not. I'm going to keep doing it. But since our husbands are still lingering in the air of this studio.
You can smell it or...
Yeah, don't go over here. My question for you today is, what is a niche hobby you and Joe enjoy doing together?
A niche hobby? What do we like to do together? Oh, it's so boring, like eating out. Let me think
Mine's
of something.
pretty boring too.
Okay, wait. I can think of something better. We like to explore new coffee shops together. Jomi, I don't drink coffee, but I drink tea. So we try and find places that have a tea menu.
Yeah. Me and Lou used to do that during the pandemic. Like we would try to find a place that we had never gone to before.
Yes, yeah.
And I would always get like the fucking sugary ass, like not even coffee, so much milk. Because I don't like coffee either. And then Lou would always get like plain black coffee, no sugar. But lately, Lou and I have really enjoyed just going on walks together. Whenever we're home, Lou usually watches sports and I'm just doing shit for the pod or scrolling on my phone. So the walks are nice because we really get to be with each other and there's zero screens and there's sunshine, there's movement, and it's simple, but it's so meaningful for me. So my story today is about a couple named Jerry and Tally who definitely have their own shared hobby. And I'm going to change things up here. I'm going to give you fucking zero context
I love it.
before showing you this TikTok of them.
Okay.
Because honestly, you don't fucking need it.
Okay.
I'm going to have you relive how I experienced this, which is that I had no fucking clue who these people were.
I love that. I love diving into something.
All right. So, listener, if you want to watch the cutest fucking thing you've ever seen in this world, please click the link in our show notes and watch this 2.5-minute video. I promise it will absolutely brighten your day.
Oh my God.
Like, I've never cried from something for being cute, you know, like.
Yeah.
Just imagine me like scrolling innocently through my TikTok. Like, I swear to God, that fucking app makes me cry at least once a day. Okay, let me describe this TikTok. So this was a video uploaded by user at oni.taurus1. And in this video, we see an elderly couple wearing matching bright red tops and black slacks on an ice skating rink in the middle of what looks like some sort of shopping mall. They're holding hands and they're standing in the middle of the rink when all of a sudden on the speaker system, Nat King Cole's song, Love, comes on. And you realize that this couple is here to perform a choreographed ice skating routine in the middle of this mall. There's not even a big crowd.
Wait, I could cry. Sorry. There's not even a crowd.
There's not even a big crowd. People are just walking past, going about their shopping. But here is this couple doing this incredible performance. The footwork is impeccable. The moves are fluid, and they are just so in sync with one another. It's not a flashy routine filled with, you know, triple axels or crazy jumps, unsurprisingly given the couple's age, but it's clearly a routine they've practiced over and over together. Towards the end of the routine, the woman does a corkscrew spin, which is where she spins in place with her arms crossed over her chest, and then she outstretches her arms and touches her hands so that her arms are in like a big circle. And her partner then ducks underneath them so that they finish their dance in an embrace, and then they kiss. It's just so sweet to watch this couple dance together. It's just so wholesome. So obviously scoured all the comments just to make it hurt even more. The top comment was, "Unfortunately, this would have me crying in public." I think it got like 200,000 likes. Just the comment. The video itself had like 1 million plus likes.
God.
Another one says, "They're doing it for love, not views." And then there were other ones that were saying things like, "Oh my God, I see them at Lloyd Center all the time and they're the sweetest couple." Or, "Oh my God, the Lloyd Center couple, I love them." And I was like, aha, perfect, a breadcrumb, right? Because obviously I needed to uncover absolutely everything I could about who the fuck these people were.
When were they born?
Where did they live? When did they meet? Obviously, scoured the internet for this. My obsession for the week. So as I was going down this rabbit hole, and let's be very blunt here, the video has already done its work, okay? I'm already there. I'm already drafting a 3-page story in my head. But of course, as I dig deeper into this, it just makes it that much better.
Oh my God. I'm nervous. Oh God. You could have stopped there. You
I could have stopped there. No, we carry on. So sources for today are a 2021 news article written by Drew Carney for the KGW8, a 2025 article written by Kelsey Bjork for Inspire More, a collection of good news stories, a 2025 news article written by Bonnie Silkman for KPTV. Okay, so who is this endearing pair of figure skaters? They are none other than Jerry and Tally Leonard from Portland, Oregon, who recently celebrated their 54th wedding anniversary. But even more impressively, they celebrated their 58th year of skating together.
What?
In one of these articles, Jerry was interviewed and he was like, well, we first skated together on February 22nd, 1967.
Oh my God.
Like he had the date fucking
Oh my
ready. Like he
God.
fucking knew. Literally kill me, right? But yeah, from that day on, they never ever stopped skating together. They met by chance when a mutual skater noticed that the two of them had very similar skating styles and passion for the sport. And this friend was like, dude, you guys need to pair together. 1967, dude, dude, bruh. So they pair up, and Jerry says, the first time I skated with Tally, it was like a little heaven on earth. We skated, and I had never felt such smoothness, such harmony. It was just so beautiful. Jerry, please. So they pair up as skating partners and soon begin to compete together in national skating competitions.
Oh.
And what do you know? They fall in love. They got married. And then they spent the rest of their entire lives together. One of the news articles was like, after skating for blah, blah, blah years competitively, they decided to open up a dental shop.
What? How?
I don't know.
right.
Doesn't matter.
All right,
Doesn't fucking matter. So obviously the competition days are long behind them now that they're in their older years. But they kept their love for skating. And for decades have been going to the public skating rink in the Lloyd Center shopping mall every week to skate together, just for fun. It's so fucking cute. And everyone who is a frequent patron of this mall just like knows who they are. Mm-hmm. They call them the Lloyd Center couple. In this KGW8 article, it says, Don Baldwin has been the general manager of the Lloyd Center skating rink for 22 years. He says when he first arrived, Jerry was still lifting Tally over his head.
Oh my God. Wow.
Quote, they don't do that anymore, and I'm kind of glad, Baldwin says with a chuckle, because it's against the rules here to drop Tally. It's so fucking cute. I don't understand. But just the fact that they're so universally loved in this community, it can't. So, yeah, I don't really have a long-winded, in-depth analysis as to why this made me cry. I think that it was just so pure and so inspiring to see this candid glimpse of this couple's love story. There's also just something to be said about having a passion or a hobby and being able to share that and celebrate that with someone by your side. And after my several rewatches of this routine, I started to notice that there were these moments where they would be in the midst of doing this, again, fucking incredible synchronized footwork. But you see them gripping each other's arm for support, being each other's strength. And if that's not a simple metaphor, I don't know what is. Jerry says, now we've skated long enough that we can communicate through our hands. We just know what to do next. And then, as if I'm not already fucking deceased, he says, people come up and share with us how they're enjoying our skating. We really thank them for the message that they give us. We just love being together. When we're walking, we hold hands. Whatever we do, we get to do it together. What Jerry and Tally have is something that we all want and strive for. And yet, you look at their partnership and this life that they've built together, and it's like you can't even feel envy for them. Instead, you're left just feeling inspired and hopeful because, as it turns out, a love like this can and does exist. And as the second top comment on this TikTok says, may this kind of love find us all.
Yeah. I just, the fact that they were clearly only doing it for themselves and that they have been, apparently, week after week, like, I love that. I love that. And in a world where everything we do is for the views and the content, it's so incredible to watch them, like, really just doing something because they want to do it and they want to be together. Like, that's it.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it.
That's fucking it. And there's just something about old people being fucking cute. Like, please, stop it.
I'm just shocked in hearing that they were national competitors. I mean, at one point, her over his head, like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I just thought it was their little hobby, but to think that they've been doing this.
They've been doing this, yeah.
And I'm sure skating looks clearly a lot different for them now.
Mm-hmm. I know, exactly right. It's like the moves that they've chosen to do in their routine is already telling you this story about their life, you know, and how they've gotten old together and they've accepted, you know, this new stage. And yet they're still finding ways to incorporate their love. And like, isn't that what every fucking relationship is like? You you start off all flashy and then it just becomes this comfortable thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good one.
Is this one gonna fuck me up or what?
Is it going to fuck you up? Probably not. It's also, I wouldn't say light. It's more, here I am. Here I am. Haven't learned my lesson. Trying to make up words when I have words written in front of me. I do have another segue, though, that I didn't write here. You mentioned someone named Jerry. Ooh. I have a Jerry in my story, too.
Oh, God, we're so insane.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I know. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I should just skip my intro. Go straight to Jerry. So nah. See, look at me. Just making things up. All right. So I wanted to start by talking about TikTok as well. You know, I don't really go on TikTok.
Yeah.
But you know what I do watch when I go on TikTok. And that is our favorite TikTok psychics. My favorite one is Spirituality with Sam.
Love her. Hello.
Thank you, Nins, for introducing me to her. I feel like you introduced me to her a while ago, but have been really into the videos lately. Every time she comes out with a new one, I'm fucking glued.
It's my lunchtime show.
I only go on TikTok to watch these like psychic videos. I'm not joking. So in a recent video, you may have seen this, Sam is talking about different books that have expanded her consciousness. She goes through a whole list of them. Of course, I immediately go on Libby because I'm not fucking buying those. I'm not buying the books. I'm going to rent them. And I got on the wait list for a bunch of them. And the first one that was available to me was the one that I wanted the most, which I was like, okay. And that is The Law of Attraction.
Okay.
By Esther and Jerry Hicks. Esther and Jerry Hicks.
Can you imagine if her name was Tally and Jerry?
I know, right? Oh, God, that would have been incredible. All right, some context. So this book was first published in 2006. But our story begins in the 70s and 80s. Oh my God. So my dude Jerry, super into bettering himself, expanding his consciousness. But his wife, Esther, is kind of like, it's weird. I'm scared. But ironically enough, Esther is the one who channels her spirit guides. And they are an entity called Abraham. That is how they have presented themselves to her. Everyone, please just read this book. But the whole first, I don't know how many pages, is just talking about how Abraham first came to them. And it was when they first discovered meditation. And at first, Abraham was moving her head around and she realized they were spelling letters with her nose. And that is how, when they pieced together the letters, that was like the message.
Wait, they were channeling
Through her. And she was like, oh, this feels nice. Like spelling straight up letters.
Wait.
With her nose.
Okay.
Then it became typing.
Okay.
And then it became talking.
Whoa.
She's still alive. He passed already, but she's still alive. She still channels Abraham. But that's how these books came to be. Abraham speaks through Esther, and Jerry would ask these clarifying questions, and they would have a conversation. It's fucking
love this.
Wild.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, I have to talk about this. So what is the law of attraction? Because I kind of knew what it was. I'd heard it thrown around there, but this was the first time I really, really got into it. But the basic idea is that we attract everything in our reality. And there are 3 laws that are the basis of our existence. And those are the law of attraction, the science of deliberate creation, and the art of allowing. I'm mostly going to focus on the law of attraction, but before I get into these, I want to talk a little bit about our higher selves. So our higher selves, or our soul, there's a lot of different ways we call it. It's so much more than what resides in our physical bodies. We use the word God interchangeably with source as if there's this one magical entity that rules us all. But the idea is that we are source. And each time we reincarnate, a fraction of our higher self is condensed down into physical matter in our bodies. So what we see is just a speck of our consciousness. I am so much more than Arns. You are so much more than Nins. And we are infinite. We've lived infinite lives. And in between these lives, before reincarnating to our next one, we create an agreement with our soul, which says that our emotions will tell us whether or not we are living in alignment with our higher selves. So when we feel good, that's alignment. When we feel bad, that's misalignment. In this realm on Earth, this physical realm, we have so many names for emotions, but the most important thing is that they either make us feel good or bad. And so what they call this, quote, emotional guidance system is basically how we are supposed to navigate through the world and just do what feels good, which is kind of the point of it all. All right, so let me get into the laws. Again, please, everyone, just read this because it feels sacrilegious to like crudely summarize the laws of the universe.
That was me with Journey of Souls.
I know.
I was like, I'm dumb as fuck.
Help, yes.
But I love how so far nothing has contradicted it. Oh, you know what I mean?
All right, so the law of attraction. Everything we're experiencing is in response to the thoughts that we offer. When we think about wanting something, the way we approach it energetically makes all the difference. So if I say, I want money because I don't have enough, that's a negative emotion. I'm focusing on the fact that I lack money. So if I'm radiating scarcity, that's what I'm going to keep getting, whether or not I mean to do that. Or if I say, I don't want to financially struggle anymore. I'm tired of financially struggling. That resistance, that I don't want to struggle, that is still making the struggle my focal point. So that's what I'm going to keep attracting. But on the other hand, if I say, I want money because I'm so excited to finally go on that Alaskan cruise with my family and I want to treat them and it's going to be so fun, and there's like all this positive emotion behind it, that is when we start to attract more of that goodness and that abundance because of that positive emotion. But it's not just enough to want it. You also have to believe that it's possible. If you don't believe that you deserve it, or if you have any reservations at all, then that negativity, that doubt is weakening that positive charge behind what you want to attract. So the other laws, the second law, which is the science of deliberate creation, it essentially is that which I give thought to and that which I believe or expect is. And then the third law is the art of allowing, which is I am that which I am, and I'm willing to allow all others to be that which they are. And not just tolerating, but really loving that for someone else. Those are more self-explanatory. I could keep going. I'm going to stop here. But what do we gain from understanding these laws? By understanding that we actually have a hand in the future that we create, we can start deliberately creating our reality. We're also able to understand that we're not here on earth to struggle. We're literally here to experience joy. And now, ever since I've heard this, I see so much on social media. There's no reward without struggle. And I'm like, I'm so much more attuned to it now. How indoctrinated it is in our culture. This belief that we must sacrifice, we must grind, we must work so hard in order to deserve good things. And that kind of leads me to my other big takeaway, which is that actual action is not nearly as important as our thoughts, which is fucking mind-blowing to me as people who I think we work pretty fucking hard, you know? And most of the work that we need to do to create our reality is literally just envisioning it and then allowing it. So I'm also reading one of their other books, which is Money and the Law of Attraction. So I'm fucking reading it all. And one of the lines is talking about how whenever we think of these wonderful things that we want, a sort of escrow is being created. And all these wonderful things are starting to be lined up for us. And they're ready for us. It's just whether or not we're ready for them. So how do we do this? How do we create our own reality? In the book, they talk about this creative workshop. You spend 15 to 20 minutes every day, not necessarily meditating, but you're literally just envisioning your future with this positive charge behind it. Because the stronger the emotion, the stronger the attraction. And there's other stuff that they talk about doing, but that's essentially the idea. You are just infusing your day, and when you're experiencing like a negative emotion, you are redirecting your thoughts to something positive. So I wanted to mention the other books that we've talked about on this pod that are similar, which are Journey of Souls by Dr. Michael Newton and Bending Reality by Victoria Song. So one thing that I've struggled with this book is the idea that, oh, I'm thinking something negative, let me just think about something positive. That's really fucking hard for me, which is where I think Victoria Song's book and just the whole idea of shadow work really comes in, especially for me. Because if something's on my mind, like just really bothering me, I'm not just gonna like think my way around it.
Right.
I'm gonna fucking scream and punch something. And that is how I release it. And then I'm going to dig deep into where did that start? And then release that, right? And so that's my way of redirecting to a positive.
I like, because I don't want to just be like,
pretend.
let's shove it away.
Yes, it will resurface.
No, let me be fucking pissed for a second.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's feel our feelings, right? And then there's the spirituality element. There's the whole reincarnation, talking about like it's no big deal. Like, yeah, obviously that's the truth. Hello.
100%.
Yeah. And I've read other manifestation books in the past, but none of them have clicked for me like this one has. I think because of that spirituality element. Because the idea is that all of this is coming from source. All this is coming from Esther's spirit guides. And I'm more ready to accept that as truth because it's not just a human talking at me. All right. So some caveats, things that at least have come up in my reading of this. What about injustices like genocide, racism, systemic racism, all of this? If we say we create our own realities, aren't we just victim blaming? And if we only keep focusing on positive things, isn't that toxic positivity? All of that. And I agree that is really confusing. And I honestly don't really have an answer. They address it a little bit, but it's still kind of hard for me to wrap my head around. But what I do know is that no matter how horrifying our physical circumstances are, no one can take away our freedom or our joy, because that's our birthright. And at the end of the day, this book is telling us to seek joy and be selfish. Because if I don't preserve my joy, then how can I be a light to anyone else? Again, dear listeners, this is just something that I picked up because I was interested in it. I am not telling you to accept this as fact. If you decide it's not for you, that's fine. But if this sparks hope in you, if this interests you even a little bit, why not explore it? You know, why not dig into it a little bit? This is a crying podcast. When did you cry? All right. So some light context. Context within the context. So we've been working on repainting the house. And a few weeks ago, Jomi and I were playing around with paint colors. And it is a crazy feeling to take a paintbrush and just paint a wall, paint a door. And it was so freeing. We were like, whoa, this is kind of cool. So we had Sana with us, so it was kind of hard. But then my parents came over on a whim. They went somewhere else with Sana. And so it was just me and Jomi just like playing around with the paint colors, stepping back, observing the colors together. So this whole creative workshop exercise that I was telling you about, the whole 15 to 20 minutes every day, I've been doing that for the past maybe 2 weeks now. It's so fun. It's such a joyful moment for me. I look forward to it every day now because it's exciting when I think about these things. But, you know, I was doing one of these exercises and of course I'm envisioning these scenes of abundance, traveling all over the world and having our friends over for this little outdoor dinner party and on a summer evening, or having breakfast outside in the sunshine and all this stuff. And it felt so powerful. And the visions just kept becoming clearer and clearer. And then I kept thinking, oh, then like I'm going to do this and then this is going to happen too. And it was just snowballing almost. The more I leaned into this joy, the more joy I was accessing. And it kept compounding and compounding. And then suddenly this scene just materialized in my mind. And it was just me and Jomi.
Ice skating.
Can you imagine? Just me and Jomi painting the house. Our arms are just around each other and we're just looking at the colors. I don't know if you've ever watched Benjamin Button. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's a scene. It's seared in my memory. It's when they're finally around the same age and they are living in an apartment together and they're indulging in these simple pleasures of just painting the walls. And I always thought about how magical and pure that was, that they were just indulging in something so simple. And there's also, I know you watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I know you didn't really like it. I loved it.
It just hit at the wrong time, okay? That's all I'll
also
say.
very overstimulating. But
oh yeah, that too.
But you know the line when they're in the alternate universe and he says, in another life, I would have really just liked doing laundry and taxes with you. So when that vision of me and Jomi painting the walls came forth, I realized that as much as I want all this abundance and am open to receiving it, and I know that it's forthcoming in my life, I already have it. And I know that when my soul chose this incarnation, this life, it was to revel in the overwhelming joy and love that surrounds me. In every vision I have, I'm seeking abundance, but at the heart of that abundance is really just a freedom to indulge, I realize. A freedom to indulge in doing what makes me the happiest, which is taking care of my family, enjoying a meal in the sunshine, and maybe just painting the house on a whim and stepping back to admire it.
I feel like if you are an avid listener of this pod, you can probably kind of tell where we were a year ago on our journeys, because now it is getting into all of these like esoteric, spiritual, like there is something bigger than me happening here that's kind of consumed us, which I love. It has made life so much more interesting and meaningful and pleasurable, you know? And I know that it's been hard for a lot of us, but as you said, this is something that they can't take away from us.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you said you are here to enjoy, because for my birthday this year, you had given me a deck of tarot cards, and I have loved using that and just trying to channel, okay, what is the universe trying to tell me today? And so there was this one day where I was having a fucking moment with this card, which I will probably get into in a future episode. And there was just this resounding message. I think the question was like, what is my purpose here? The card will tell me. Big old question, right? But it was just like this voice that was booming in my head was like, you are meant to enjoy this life. Literally those exact words that you just said. This life you are meant to enjoy.
Yeah. When I listened to that hypnotherapy past life regression recording that I had sent you, that was also my takeaway.
Really?
It was like, you always live your life for other people. When are you going to live your life for yourself? Because at the end of that life, that past life, my spirit guide was like, you did it again. Like, what do you want?
Right.
What do you love?
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that when I've been reading The Law of Attraction, when I've been soaking this all in, because what a jarring thing to think that we are here to enjoy. Maybe, yes, learn and grow, but it feels kind of radical to be like, I am here on earth to enjoy my life and to enjoy being in this human body that I chose.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah. For me, the shock came from being so grateful for what my life is now. And there's always like this fear in the back of my mind, like, it's been too good. Something's going to happen. Like, life is going to take a turn. And it's like, you don't have to hold on to that fear, because actually this life is meant to be really beautiful for you.
Yeah.
What a way to think.
Yeah. Because like I mentioned, when I do a lot of that creative workshop stuff, it's more material abundance, because again, I realize my life is so abundant with love. And I think that when I think about the law of attraction, I see it playing out in my own life in that realm. I have so much and I'm so grateful for it. And it feels like it's impossible to just have more love, but it just keeps happening, you know? Like it's boundless and it feels so abundant.
Yeah. Again, the mental gymnastics I go through when I try to think about manifest this, manifest that. And it's like, is this selfish? Am I manifesting the wrong thing because it's a material thing? Am I dreaming for the wrong kind of life? You know, all of that shit. But it's like, what's meant for you is just going to find its way.
Yeah.
Like, just enjoy the show, babe.
Yeah.
You know, let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. So, listeners, read the book if you want. There's a ton of other books that I'm excited to get into. Maybe I'll talk about them too. Who knows? A little woo-woo, but...
Dude, I fucking love a woo-woo.
Listen, woo-woo is now my reality.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't even say the word woo-woo because that's just where I live. That's just home now. That's home base, you know?
Yeah.
Thank God for the internet, you know? That's all I'm saying. Truly a tool.
Yeah. I brought you spirituality with Sam.
It totally
brought me Jerry and Tally, you know? Someone listening's like, and it brought me Arns and Nins. Oh my God, that's so sweet.
On that note,
bye.
Bye. See you next season. But truly, thank you everyone for listening, lending us your ears as always. If you liked this, you can rate us 6 stars, like Lou said, burner account, all that.
So 10 stars.
Yeah, 10 stars. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok, BRBcrying.podcast. Send us your sob stories. Even though we're going to be on a break, you know we read that shit every day. We monitor that email. So send us your sob stories. Send us your cry recommendations. hello@brbcryingpodcast.com. Submit a form on our website, brbcryingpodcast.com.
While we're on our break, every day, just download episodes from us over and over and over again.
Sure.
I want to see those download stats just continuing to blossom.
Do the work. We did the work. Now it's your turn.
But yeah, we will miss you.
Yeah.
Excited to rest and rejuvenate. Excited to enjoy. Not that I haven't, but...
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of this season.
That's the end. Catch you soon.
But until then,
BRB crying.